Oh yeah.
And all the little tiny memories just keep coming back. So I was like, okay, all right, we'll roll with it. Oh my god. Yeah,
Yep.
he's rolling already before I was even prepared, god damn it.
12-foot tall Andorian crazy bitches waving their hooty dooty at you on Drozna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drozna, hell yeah.
It's either the damn Andorian females that are like, or it's the Orion slave girls. It's never like anybody else. So it's never the Vulcans, it's never the Klingons, it's never the humans, it's never anybody else. You know, the Vulcans might teabag you as you're walking down, Starbase 12, but it's always the Andorian, the crazy thirsty Andorian bitches, or the crazy thirsty Orion slave girls. It's either one of the two that always wants your attention and can't get enough of looking at themselves on your screen. Holy crap, we're live.
Of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Greetings. What? Where the hell did he go? Where the hell did he go? I hear him, but I don't see him. Mohammed said, good morning, my friend. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? Good morning. Who else we got in here? Southern Viking. Good morning, my friend. Hopefully you were doing well. The Mad Dr. Adega Outlaw. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Hopefully you were doing well. Good morning. Guys, if you want some real badass sci-fi books written by one hell of a talented author and not some hack, Adega Outlaw is the man. Check out his books, the Evolution series. You can get them at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Absolutely badass. Who else we got? Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Keely, Roll Tide, brother. Good morning. Good morning. I am still catching up. Kay Roberts. Good morning, Kay Roberts. Hopefully you are doing well. God help me. I know I'm not. I am freaking tired. Shum, what is up? Must be time for poofing. Poofing? Poofing. Like smoking pooping or what are you talking about? Admiral Teague, what's up, Admiral Teague? Zero is hiding from Wendy.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. We just kind of waited and just put everything on hold.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Time.
I was yeah. Okay. So some shit went down. Kind of an emergency. Everything's okay.
What'd you do?
I forgot one very important piece that has everything to do with the show today.
Tell me you didn't break your fucking foot.
I forgot my comm badge.
I should have got mine out.
I literally, when the intro started, I was thinking, shit, it's still in the closet on my uniform. So I had to pull it off, and then the pieces just kind of went ping and flew everywhere. So I can hear him going in the background, good morning, and all that. And I'm scrambling on the floor like I just dropped a contact or whatever. But yeah.
Condom?
Contact. I don't wear contacts, but yeah. So today.
Oh, you don't wear condoms? Anyway.
Do you want the truth or can I lie?
Good morning, everybody. Holy crap. Okay.
You won't go there. Oh my.
So, wow. Wow. How many years? How many years has it been?
Since
what? We met that fateful day.
Oh my God.
Drozna Station.
Drozna Station.
Surrounded by 12-foot tall Andorian and Orion women that wanted to be the only one on screen, that did not want to share the spotlight with any other women, that wanted to sell you something while you were on Drozna Station.
Oh my
because
God.
God help me. Little adult RP.
Yeah. What did they call it? Erotic role play, whatever it was. Kind of where all the, I don't know. Don't ask me how I know that, but it was all over the place. Good God. So how long has it been? Geez. I think we're gonna sound like total geeks today. Spoiler alert. I had just started. I had came on.
Okay, let's tell the people what we're talking about. First of all, we're talking about playing a little game called Star Trek Online, an MMO made by Cryptic way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And in this game, every once in a while, you would be like walking around the starbase as a Federation member, with your 6-foot tall bad self, and you would see like a 15-foot tall Andorian bitch doing like a fan dance or some stupid shit, and you'd be like, damn, that's a huge bitch.
That's a huge bitch. So I started, I fired it up for the first time. I think I got in game for maybe a day. And then they released the Legacy of Romulus expansion, AR, when I thought I smelled bacon. They released the Legacy of Romulus expansion, which, if memory serves, basically just broke everything.
It broke everything.
It broke everything. No one could get into the game. So all this guy was doing right here was browsing the forums, looking for a good fleet to get into, because everybody I'd talked to was kind of just
Make sure you get into a fleet.
everybody, yeah, get into a fleet. I'll help you out, blah, blah, blah. But I went into like 2 fleets before that, and everybody was just kind of giving each other the silent treatment. So I started looking on the STO forums and stuff like that. And I found a post by this guy right here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't even mine.
Telling us
probably
that artist we know.
You know, that artist we know.
Yeah. So I posted a reply or something like that. And this guy here said, I think Zero's got it. Zero. If you ever need anything, man, even if you end up in another fleet, you let me know. So anyway, long story short, we got in contact and then we started playing the game together. And how long ago was that? Well, when did Legacy of Romulus come out? 2013? Mid 2013?
In 2013.
Aprilish.
That's 11 years ago now.
Yeah,
Holy
it
shit.
was 11. It feels like a lot longer, but man, yeah, that was the fateful day. Everything started coming together. And Drozna Station, oh my very first time there, I was playing at the Dabo table or something, and there was some girl character standing up to the side. Dabo with Lita as a trademark of Cork Enterprises or whatever. So anyway, we're just playing Dabo, and there's this Khajiit, Acacian, the Star Trek version of cat people. This one doesn't know the correct terminology for the Trek. Yes, there's Acacian in a suit, like a tuxedo suit, hopping around on the Dabo tables. And this girl character was standing next to us. And I guess the cat had said something offensive because she just piped up and said, all right, and then hit the comm badge and she beamed on out of there. But I'm sitting there. You got to imagine my first time at Drozna Station trying to play a game of Dabo between everything. And you got all this going on. And I'm thinking, what have I gotten myself into? And long story short, you come to find out Drozna Station is kind of infamous for being the place where all of that sloppy Joe stuff kind of takes place. But hey, in hindsight, the good news is
it's the red light district of Star Trek, the MMO.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. Space Kitty. This one does not like spaceships, yes? So, yeah, the good news was Loki and I met, and today we're still proud founding captains of SSO.
So SSO was the fleet that me and my artist created way back in the day. Yeah. Because we got tired of bullshit and drama and where we were at, and we did our own thing, and we were looking for good people. And Zero comes in and has absolutely no idea the what he just stepped into by joining SSO. So
it was crazy.
Zero is like, hey, you know what? Do you mind if I do some recruiting? And I'm like, dude, no, by all means, whatever you want to do. He was like, well, I was thinking about, getting on the forums and doing some recruiting and I was like, oh, by all means, please. We could use all the help we can get. We're building our own fleet.
Yeah.
And like a week later, I'm like, hey, you got a minute?
I'm playing an MMO. I'm sure I got lots of minutes.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, can you dump on? What did we have then? We didn't have Discord yet.
We had
Mumble.
Mumble.
So we had our own Midas array, right? In Mumble. And this was so that we could all talk together when we were doing raids and stupid shit like that. So he pops on Mumble, and I'm like, I've got a disgruntled fleet member that's put a report in about you. And he's like, did I do something?
Little does he know, because like we had never even to interject momentarily, we had never even spoke face to face. you know, and until we started doing this platform, we'd barely spoke face to face at all, if ever. So while he's giving me the rundown here, I'm sitting there like a little friggin' custodial engineer in 10 forward, just sipping his drink like, oh, I've really hit rock bottom now.
And I'm like, they say that you invited them to your bridge. And I'm just like leaving long pauses in here as I'm talking about this, and that it was inappropriate. No, dude, Loki. And yes, I was known as Loki then, even 11 years ago.
Yep.
It's been a lifelong thing. No, dude, I know nothing inappropriate. Who was this?
Well, that's what I was thinking too, because
and I'm like,
yeah, because behind the microphone, I'm thinking to myself, all I have done is be nice to people, be open with them, be honest, try to have fun with everyone. So I'm thinking, which sick son of a bitch is making up crap about me? I don't know. So yeah, there was a lot going on while I was getting the interrogation.
and then I said that you wanted them to put Canadian bacon on your nipples, and he's like, what? And I don't think it quite hit then until I said, yeah, and cover your hairy furry chest with maple syrup. And that is when he went, you son of a bitch.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, because it was the strangest thing. Because I mean, I know, because I mean, in today's world, and even back then, people within fleets, and I'm sure you people that played MMOs already know, sometimes you have to have a filter. When you bring new people in, you need to somewhat monitor them to make sure they're going to work out, to make sure they're not crap disturbers or, you know, backstabbers or anything like that. So I'm sitting there, he's giving me this, you know, list of maple syrup complaints. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I didn't do anything. And now here I am still on my probationary period trying to, you know, be nice. And I'm thinking I'm going to get kicked out even when I did nothing wrong. You son of a bitch.
I just messed with him for a good 15, 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And until he finally started laughing, and I was like, welcome to, I think it was at the end of his probationary period.
It might have been something like that.
I think it was at the end of his probationary period, and that was his like, welcome to the family, fucker. You don't get to leave now. And 11 years later, we're not playing Stowe anymore, but he's still here.
We're not in Stowe, but you know what? Our characters are still in Stowe. They're still the founding, you know, probably the only two left of SSO.
It takes like a year to get rid of a founding fleet person, and we've got like a half a dozen each that are founding fleet members that are admirals. So good luck getting rid of us.
Yeah, we're probably still there. I mean, I don't know if you have. I know I haven't been on there and I don't know how long. So my character, as far as I know, is probably still seated somewhere on Deep Space Nine. Man, do you remember when Quark's bar was just insane with people?
Oh yeah.
You know? And then I remember when they had the Deep Space Nine expansion come out, and the Quark's bar instances shrunk. They basically like cut them all in half, so everybody was just getting bottlenecked into one.
Yep.
It's like, wow, man. All right, so tell us.
Man Squatch stole Volcor.
Kapla. And my battery's dead. Doesn't beep. Aside from Vulcan teabagging, dude, I've got to tell you that it is one of those you had to be there. You had to be there moments. But Loki's just standing there with his character on Earth Space Dock. We're at the exchange or the market or some shit like that. And there's a guy standing in front of me. So I took my female Vulcan engineer and I just kind of teabagged in front of his, you know, frontal region. And then I stood up and I gave the Vulcan symbol, and I swear, and we were on Mumble at this time. And this guy, I have never heard this guy laugh so hard. in my entire life.
Live long and prosper.
Again,
He told the guy too, live long and prosper after he teabagged him.
oh my God. Yeah, you legit had to be there, but I have never heard him laugh so hard in my life. And that just caused me to bust a nut laughing.
How do you play with Canadian bacon?
It all depends on how you want to cook it. So, I mean, if you want to fry it up, which is a traditional way to do it, sometimes you just got to slap it around a little bit. Don't plaster it on too much or it'll lose that initial texture that it's got. And yeah, anyway. So,
Val 13, good morning.
good morning. Also, yes, good morning, chat. I know we kind of just jumped right into it. It was a little bit fandangled this morning.
Vulcan teabagging. I step away for 2 seconds, yes.
Mm-hmm. One would assume that you should perhaps familiarize yourself with the Vulcan arts of what we call teabagging.
Pongwada says phrasing and also the circumference for the bacon.
Yes. There's a very delicate scientific process to
The Vulcan brown eye.
Vulcan brown eye. Man, you know, unfortunately, I don't know if Loki and I ever mastered that maneuver. But man, we had some good times. So Loki, since you were there a little bit before I was
there before they got bought out. So
yeah,
I can't remember when, but okay. So I went so far back that I had original OG gifts that they gave away that you couldn't get unless you were an original backer, whatever the hell you were back then, an original player,
right?
So they gave away special shit like the red matter capacitor and some other stuff.
I know
everybody
wanted that too. It was the plasmatic or the red matter converter and the plasmonic leech.
Yes. So people would pay you like $150, $200 for just one of those.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a code that you had to get one of those, 150, like $200. So I went way back. By the time you got there, they'd gotten bought out by Perfect World,
mm-hmm.
and they'd done the Romulan expansion.
Yeah. Which again broke everything.
The Klingon cluster clap.
Ooh, that sounds like a new one. God, I got to fire up that crap and start playing it again. I don't know.
Stay away from the Andorian that's got that. It's worse than shingles.
No kidding.
That's a huge bitch.
That's a huge
shingles.
Man, I tell you, man, those characters, they would make the weirdest shit. Like some of them could. Some freaky stuff going on out there. Man. But
we'd be running around. And there would literally be people trying to sell you a good time in chat. Mm-hmm. Now you can just use ChatGPT or whatever the hell. There's like programs out there that you can subscribe to do all that shit. Back then, people make credits.
Yeah.
And then give me 1 million credits.
Give me 1 million credits and I'll show you a good time. Yeah, really getting
You've got 5 minutes.
Really getting turned on reading text and watch a character do that dance that they do.
Come back to my private bridge.
Oh my God, that was a dance. They always, because they had like the hips going and shit.
That's right.
And I remember they had to drink that drink that you got during one of the missions where you actually go to the old school Drozna Station and you have to give it to a bunch of the crew members, which gets them all, you know, it's like
riled up.
It's like aphrodisiac, so it just totally distracts them or whatever. But I can't imagine how many people made it their mission to just do that, you know, that mission, that episode over and over again, just to get all the drinks they can, or, you know, what the hell was it called? I don't remember. But yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, it was the starburst or whatever.
Yeah,
the star, whatever Guinan makes, where she's like, yeah,
some type of tonic. I don't know. It was basically a consumable, and every time you drank it, your character would just bust out into this sexy dance. Yes, that was in game at the time. Oh my God, nerve tonic. I forget what it was called, but yeah.
No, it was It was a Regillian starburst or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it was pretty crazy. And then of course,
so the credits were worth real money. So this is what these people would do. They would farm all this stuff, and then they would sell you credits for like $10 for 1,000,000 credits, or $15 for 2,000,000 credits, or whatever it was. And they'd sell you ships. There were people that literally sold you ships.
yeah,
Because there were ships you could only get out of lockboxes. So when you're going to love this, when they did the first giveaways, they gave away a Dominion bug ship. That was the very first ship that came out of a loot box. This is when loot boxes were relatively new. It wasn't a, you know, it's not like everybody knew what the hell a loot box was.
yeah.
So I just went and got my Christmas loot boxes. I got my free ones. I didn't pay for any. And the third one I opened, oh my God, it's the Dominion bug ship. People were selling those for $500-$600
It was
on
crazy.
resale sites.
Like just asinine amounts, you know, because I know in a lot of MMOs, you know, if they have public chat, I don't know what it's like nowadays, but you'd always see adverts in the chat box for, you know, like selling in-game currency or selling characters, you know, and anything. And that was always just going nonstop until they kind of started to crack down on it a little bit. But, you know, 9 times out of 10 after playing it for a few years, after you and I had done pretty much all there was to do, I kind of just started ignoring chat, because if you went anywhere public, it was either, you know, trying to sell you something or rapidly escalating political arguments.
Oh, dude.
It was everywhere.
Or even better was the Jawa.
Oh God.
So you'd be running around doing something, and you'd see like 3 men in a little Jawa. What? Jawa, 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 ba, Jawa, Jawa. What the hell was that? Jawa 2, The Search for More Jawas. What the hell is that? They'd start renaming all these movies.
Oh,
Jawa.
God.
Jawa, the Barbarian.
It was, oh my God. What else was it? Crap, I don't remember. It was Gorn were another big thing, like Gorn with the Wind, or, you know, anything Gorn related, they would just put that in there. Yeah, it was crazy.
File 13 said they're selling bundles now. You pay to play for a large amount of games. Yes.
Yep.
But they had like an illegal underground black market shit.
Yeah.
That like they were like, if you get caught, they didn't care.
No,
they just wanted your money.
They didn't care. I mean, if you were paying for something, you know, you were probably okay. You weren't immune, but yeah. I was gonna say that's it. That's a good question. The last time I was dealing anything with Latinum, I know some Orion slave girls are cheap. Don't ask me how I know that. But I would say you would probably need more than strips of Latinum. You might have to start getting into bar territory. You might need some bars of Latinum. If you've got a Gorn
helm hammerhand will sound in the deep once more.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Do not start that in this chat.
If I see it, yeah. Oh my God. The memes, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be real. But then, you know, hey chat, just going to throw this out there. If it in fact did start, then you would understand Loki and I's pain when it came to that.
Jawas reloaded. This time it's war.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was we had some wild times.
Latinum is useless, yes.
It is. You know, I was sitting on stacks of it, and I'm thinking, what is this actually used for?
I can buy a hollow transmitter for my ship to make it look like a Parangi ship for 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, what a waste. You know, in all the time I spent playing Dabo, Dabo, whatever, Mario.
Gabo!
In all the Latinum I accumulated, I don't think I ever spent any of it on any of the cosmetics or any of that crap that they give you. I probably just sat on it.
Oh, I can hear the cope seething out there in the
Ooh.
universe of Star Trek Online isn't real, blah, blah, blah.
Whatever. You know why I got into Star Trek Online was because at the time I was kind of rediscovering. Well, it wasn't this guy. I didn't meet this guy until Star.
You didn't know me yet.
I got into it because I was just refreshing myself with all the series and whatnot. And I was thinking, what would be really cool if they had like a new half decent Star Trek game I could play. And there weren't a whole really lot of them that were out there console wise. So then I found this advert for Stowe and I loaded it up, gave it a shot, and spent
Corn in peace.
Oh, here we go. It's begun. So Loki, let me ask you.
Big Trouble in Little China.
The flashbacks are coming back.
This game is a cornucopia of new ideas.
I can't believe what we just started. I suppose we set ourselves up for that.
And you didn't have a girlfriend at the time, too. Actually, I had about the worst girlfriend you could have asked for. Just ask this guy.
I won't go there on your behalf, but man.
Lest I say, Tiny Tim's not coming home this Christmas.
Oh, the dude, when you and I were talking, after all of that went down, I'll leave the details out, but when you and I were talking, folks, I could hear him physically shaking with rage while he was talking to me. Let
that
alone
little fucker.
Oh my
God.
God.
Pissed.
Man. Yeah. Well, it goes to show you too. I mean, sometimes you just don't know people until it's too late.
Adega Outlaw says, I started Stowe because I was given an early beta invite. I could only keep it if I wrote daily reports.
God.
I'm going to go on you, sucker.
Oh God, it's already started. Don't worry.
Can you tribble?
Oh my God. Hopefully in a week they'll forget all about it. Gorn, the adventure continues. Yeah.
Wesley Crusher tripping on grass.
Luckily we never ran into Wesley.
Iron Gorn.
Commander, why don't you throw them out the airlock? I'll tell you what, the craziest thing I ever did. Yeah, so Loki had the worst kind of relationship going on there. I spent my time, I don't know, when you
shut your Gorn hole, Wesley.
See, chat's just doing all the work for us today.
So the fleet we had was called SSO. And the idea was that at SSO, we make it so. Starfleet Special Operations. We did things people said were impossible, like doing an elite run with 2 people. First time I dragged this guy in there and he was like, Loki, dude, we only got it's just me and you. I was like, we can handle it.
We can handle it.
And he was like, I don't know. No, we're going in. And it was, I go left, you go right. And he was like, oh my God.
I'm getting shot at in all directions.
No shit. Just keep firing. I felt like Darth Helmet. Keep firing, assholes.
Hey, I got one. Great kid. Don't get penisy.
That's right.
Oh my God. It was probably still fresh early on in my career when I was still trying to get away from flying rainbow boats. For those of you that don't know, rainbow boats are kind of like when you're just throwing everything together. So your beams are different colors. And little did I know, when you do that, each individual beam type draws a certain amount of energy from your ship. So when you fire them all at once, your ship's energy drops, which makes
it does that anyway, but it's worse.
It does it anyway. So when you don't have matching parts, your ship's energy drops and your weapons become less powerful. So these fine folks at SSO said, hey, quit flying that shit. Stick all of these on there. So
I
hey,
was like, here, you need one of these, you need one of these, you need
Yeah.
one of these, you need one of these.
it's like, dude, I'm not here to get given stuff. It's like, shut up, just go with it.
Just take it. Right. So then we go into, an elite run with just the two of us. And he's like, dude, I didn't die. I'm like, yeah, I know. And we won. Isn't that a bitch?
It's probably because this guy carried me through the whole thing.
No. So it was just like, here, this is the gear you need. Here, these are the tactics you need. And that was our thing, was doing shit that, some guy would warp in. There's only 3 of us. Gone. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. And then now there's 2 of us, and we're still beating the hell out of the Borg.
Mm-hmm. Oh God. You know what I loved? I loved doing the Borg runs, like Hive Onslaught. And
Captain the Borg are here. We're all gonna die. Yes.
Conduit and the other one. The issue I had with it was you're grinding all the Borg stuff so you can get the high end game gear and end game stuff, but which are more effective against Borg and all that kind of crap. But by the time you did all that and you got your ship outfitted with all this crap, there was no other end game content beyond that. So it's kind of like, well, what the hell did I just do all that for? But it was still good times. We were doing some crazy shit back then
And having a lot of fun doing it.
and having a lot of fun. That was key.
While 15-foot Andorian females ran around the space dock trying to get you to like be eye level with their cooch.
Oh my God.
See, that was the crazy thing, was it was always either an Andorian female or an Orion slave girl.
Yeah.
It was never anything else. And they'd be like 15 foot tall. Why? Because they had to be the biggest thing on your screen. Why? Because they didn't want anything else to be on your screen. Why? Because they were women playing an MMO that wanted to get off. It's like when you it's like when you go to a convention and that thirsty cosplayer wants to be the only woman at the convention that's dressed up like an Andorian.
Yeah.
I'm the only female here. Look upon me and look upon my works with despair, gentlemen.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
Every once in a while you'll catch the cool, Vulcan chick, or you'll catch the cool Nurse Chapel, or you'll catch, something. But if it's an Andorian or it's Orion, stay away, because they honestly believe they're the only women at the convention, and they're only women that should be talking about Trek.
This one thinks Andorians and Bajorans wish they had sexy pubes like Khajiit. Or the Caitians. If you saw the female Caitians, run the hell away. We weren't into furries. Still aren't. I mean, you ran around. Your main was your main character was a Bajoran. Yeah, may the prophets guide you to riches.
That's right. Locke.
Locke _ Stone Loki. He was a Bajoran. I just remember this guy running around with the jewelry in his ears and shit.
Everybody else had chicks.
Everybody
I get it.
had chicks. Yeah,
I get it. It was like, and I asked once. I was like, we had a buddy Shug who was from Scotland, and I was like, hey Shug, I got a question for you. He was like, go ahead, man. Tell me on the mumble. And you're like, what and what and a what? But it got to the point where I could understand what the hell he was saying. What he said was, go ahead, mate, talk to me on the Rumble. But it was just one jobbly gook of, go ahead, mate, I'm on the Rumble.
He was probably drinking it.
And I'm like, why do you always, run around as a chick? And he goes, because I like asses.
Why would I want to run around looking at the man of a man when I can make myself a hot chick and run around looking at that while I'm playing?
It's just something about the way her hips chasse left and right, mate, that just it tickles me pickles.
Hey,
and you're like,
because I will say he was good at decorating characters, because he had the nice, perfectly pleated, officer uniform dress pants with the semi, risque open vest or open chest variant, the open V-neck style. uniform shirts, and you'd see them all over the place. I had them myself when I had a couple female characters, whatever. My main was always male. He was the one and only guy that I did everything on, like all the PvE events, all the story missions, all the kind of crap. He was basically my end game kind of dude. You start making alts and other characters so you can farm more crap, or maybe you find
because you can only do so much with one character.
Yeah, you really could. And when SSO started doing a lot more role play events, like story driven, gatherings, like old school pen and paper kind of stuff, but it was over our own in-game chat or whatever. Sometimes you want to take part in it, but your character doesn't necessarily fit that formula. So you make another one, or, you start a new scenario, and then that kind of, got things going. But alts were basically a farm tool back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. When you weren't, dodging 15-foot Andorian she things on the
God, because they were everywhere. Everywhere. And they'd be running around with their formal attire. Like the guys' formal attire was a suit. Ladies got an evening dress, which basically looked like a nightgown back then. So you'd see big giant Andorians walking around with
wearing a tent.
Like my
a tent
God.
for a dress.
Yeah. And man, had I have tucked tail and run that first time on Drozna Station with the cat running around, pissing off all the female characters in there, I honestly don't know if this guy and I would be where we are today. But I stuck it out. I got off Drozna Station. I got off, and then I got off Drozna Station. But
I had beagles. I didn't have a cat, so I had like all of Archer's prized beagles. You could get Porthos, Athos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan.
Yeah.
Depending on the rarity, I think Porthos was the rarest. He was the purple or the orange or whatever the hell.
Yeah. I almost forgot about the pets. I had dogs, cats, a lot of the Laracel, Ryza. Oh God, Ryza, the Ryza map, where you could run around in nothing but swimsuits and pretend everything was a-okay. I bet there's
these guys, there was a Ryzen event that happened once a year, right?
It's probably going on right now.
And they would be like they would be like dancing and doing the quest and getting the free ships, and it was like, hey, where's everybody at, Ryzen?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Nobody wants to go to what was that one place in Romulan space where you could farm experience until they screwed it up?
It was it wasn't Romulus itself, was it? It wasn't new Romulus, no. Was it the one, was it a space battle?
Yeah. It's the one they nerfed.
Okay, so it was either Azure Nebula or Japori Station.
I don't remember. But anyway, you'd go there and get nobody. No, we're on Ryza. What are you doing on Ryza? We're trying to get our free ship. I'm like, just pay for the extra. No.
Oh
my God.
You had to do one daily event for 14 days.
And then the Christmas shit.
Oh God. I will tell you, there was a lot I liked about the Christmas events, or the Winter Wonderland event, as they call it.
Winter Wonderland, that's right.
All right. Maybe I'll have to hop on, blow the dust off my bathing suit.
Ryza starts tomorrow, Shum? Really?
Because I'll tell you what, they actually got hoverboards in STO as well.
They do, but God help me. I can't go back into that. You know what? The last time I went into that, I was like, I was looking at all my stuff. You got to understand something. I had like everything maxed, everything super elite, all the ships, every single fucking ship in the game. I go in and it's like we've raised the equipment level cap,
Yeah.
5 more levels, so that you have to pay for 20 levels with increasing amounts of,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like, oh my God, dude.
And
And then you're looking at the ships and they've got like tier 19 ships, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't want to dick around with going from
was
like tier 5 to,
yeah, it was tier 5 for your ships, and then they upped the cap to tier 6, but you could get a token to upgrade your tier 5 to a tier 5U, or you could get a tier 6. What was the difference between all that? Oh, another console slot or something. But the gear grinds, like the gear upgrades, the weapon upgrades, all that stuff, the more you upgraded, the more expensive you got. You got to imagine little Zero back then with his main character, who ironically enough was named John Shepard. That's why for years this guy thought my name was John. Anyway, sitting on mounds of currency because I never spent anything either, because I was pretty cheap because I didn't pay for anything. And as soon as I started getting those upgrades, I just like all my resources were just dwindling. And I'm thinking, man, this is too much. I can't keep up with this. And that's kind of when I started falling off.
were there any owls or forks? I don't know. Were there forks on the Defiant, in the mess hall in the Defiant? I don't
Good
remember.
God. I don't remember. God, it's been a while. I don't even remember how many ships I had, but yeah.
Mark 15
Yeah.
gold is top equipment level. You can now upgrade T5 ships to T6Us.
So that kind of
And you can get the Enterprise. The movie Enterprise, which they said they would never do. We're never going to do it. It's never going to happen. Stop fucking asking, because it's not going to happen. Finally, they were like, well, screw it. We've done everything else. Might as well release the T6 Yukani movie edition.
Sure, why not? So upgrade wise, it kind of looks like it hasn't shifted a whole lot. That's kind of where I left it off. Yeah.
Yes, K. Roberts is absolutely correct. You could have let Stowe's in-game market just run and become a de facto Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yes, because you could sell that crap to scalpers and all that kind of stuff and make money. You could literally sell, oh, look, I've got a box, I got a boxed bug ship. Who wants it?
Yeah.
And if it was OG and had, oh, dude, you were making bank.
Oh, yeah. I remember doing simple stuff like selling lockbox keys.
Lockbox keys.
People would buy those for sometimes 10, 15 million a piece. It's like, oh, look, I've got 20 of these just sitting around. You pop them on the exchange, they were sold in seconds.
DJ Ronnie G, what's up, brother? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's giving you shit.
That's a little odd. The Borg are onto you, man. Run like the wind.
The Borg.
Yeah.
Could you imagine kicking some kid down because they like the Borg? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine some little kid being like, I like the Borg, and just kicking them? Kicking them over, kicking them down the stairs because they like the Borg. And then, it's just like, God help me, dude.
Yeah. I know some people are just dumb. I like turtles.
What does that mean? Some people, you know what it means.
You know what it means. I know you can also upgrade your bridge officers now where they can use kit modules. Okay. So that sounds familiar too.
Yes.
So yeah, BOFs, DOFs, all the crap that went into your Starbase projects. Good God. You need a fleet of like 1,000 people to get that shit done right away. And we weren't running no 12th fleet operation. Yeah, I remember them too. But, wow. They've been brainwashed by the Borg. So I know we kind of glossed over this, but the winter event, I will say really quick, I loved the snowball fights. I honestly really did. That when the snowmen start coming down the trenches and you're trying to keep it all contained, man, it was fun as shit when all hell broke loose and you've got Borg snowmen everywhere. And the gummies. No, not the gummies. I was gonna say gummy bears, but they were gingerbread characters and all that kind of crap. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I thought like realistically.
Yes, grim. Yes.
Yeah. Realistically, ladies and gentlemen, I thought the soundtrack for the Winter Wonderland event was actually really good. I loved a lot of those songs on there. But yeah, there were some other crazy things as well. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
I love how snobby some Trekkies, Trekkers, Star Trek loyalists, however they want to describe themselves, because they're too elite to be blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah, we had
I love it when the nose goes up and the ass goes out, and they think their shit doesn't stink. I love it. I absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only that, the special winter event items you could buy were all fun. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I would never be seen playing some filthy Star Trek game.
Well, that was a funny thing too. That was it was kind of the main argument that a lot of people used for all that. When you talk about Stowe in general, first Gorn, yeah, it's still going. I'm sorry. Hopefully in a week they'll forget. If we see more Gorns next week, then all hope is lost. But that was kind of the main thing that I always noticed when people would talk amongst themselves in chats or whatever, like, oh, could we consider this real Star Trek? Or, because I know the whole timeline wise, a lot of that took place after the Kelvin timeline, the J.J. Abrams Trek. That's why you had a lot of that stuff going on. So their main argument was, could this be considered real Trek because they are bringing in this, and the way I always looked at it for myself, you can make any character you want, you can dress them any way you want if you've got the creativity to do so. And whenever you get all those people congregated into one place, like Earth Space Dock or Deep Space Nine or Drozna Station or anywhere else like that, the uniforms would always look different. Everybody would be looking, their own unique individual way. And I'd sit there and look at this stuff and I'd say, this is pretty much a Star Trek convention. That's all it looks like. I mean, me myself, I tried to dress my boffs the same way. All my characters had uniforms. They all, did this, did that. I flew one ship. I upgraded it. I was very much a traditionalist. But then you got the big giant Andorian bitches coming in, the big friggin' cats, the big friggin', God, everything. You ever seen a Ferengi in a swimsuit? Go to Ryza. It's right there for you. I'm thinking, man, this is convention territory. These are cosplayers at a convention. This is not my Trek. But
that's right.
But I did have some good times with it. You can have fun there if you're willing to put the time in to look for it. And you don't always have to look for it. Sometimes it does come to you. There were a lot of good things that came out of that. Like rambling on, bullshitting my way through this morning with my brother Loki here. Because again, I can't pound this into the ground enough. If I didn't go on Stowe, we wouldn't be here right now. And that's the honest to God truth.
Oh, we wouldn't. Pacific 414 says, Loki, do you think it's time for Stowe's game engine to get an upgrade? I think it's time they rebuilt the whole thing from scratch.
Well, I mean,
because I want to tell you something. They built on top of built, on top of built, on top of built, on top of built. And nobody there that works there today worked there.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yep.
So it's an old ass game. So yes. And they've done that multiple times. They've revamped the engine. So
it's probably why a lot of things kept breaking. Going down for maintenance. Okay. And it comes back online. Something else is broken. Dude, do you remember when they completely got rid of Memory Alpha and the crafting system in general?
Yep.
Man, I used to love scooping up all those mats and going to Memory Alpha, doing your research and development. They got rid of all that. And I was like, oh, and I shit you not. I took all of the crafting mats in the fleet bank. I took them all out and I sat there for probably an hour and a half. Cause you got to think you've got a fleet of, I don't know how many people we had, but they're all throwing shit in the fleet bank for people to use. So I took all that out and I sat there for probably an hour and a half transferring all these crafting mats into the new format to put them back in the fleet bank. And I'm thinking, oh, good God. Like, holy crap. But that was the kind of guy I was. That was the kind of fleet we were in. We do things for other people.
That's right. What has been the point of this morning? Loki, Zero. What has been the point of talking about this morning? No one has the right to tell you how you will or will not enjoy a IP. If you guys want to get on and play the game of an IP like Star Trek Online or a Star Wars game or an old Trek game, what the fuck is it anybody's business but yours what you do with your free time? Oh, well, you're not a really true Trek fan because blah, 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 blah. Tell them to kiss your ass and smoke it, because you can do whatever you want to. You can enjoy a series however you want to. You can dress your kids up at whatever they want to get dressed up as. You can enjoy it however you want to. It does not have to be a certain way. It does not have to be to a certain person's design. Just enjoy it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. That's what it's there for. It's not there to sit there and be hypercritical of and sit there and bash someone or make fun of you because you enjoy it in this way when they don't, or any bullshit like that. It's that simple. Enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. If you want to go play an MMO, go play an MMO and enjoy it that way. If you want to watch the series, watch the series, enjoy it that way. If you want to sit there and make cupcakes with the freaking Constitution class on it, go do that way. I love the ships, so I'm a ship whore. Yeah. I've got all the ships and all the technical diagrams at home because that's just, that's just the way I love Trek. I love the blueprints. I love the ships. I love the knowledge about the ships. I love knowing where they were built, what went into building them, who designed what, how Scotty changed everything and revamped it and reverse engineered and polarity'd shit and got the engines running in 5 minutes instead of, an hour and yada, 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 yada.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's always been about.
The best way to inhibit creativity and allow others to thrive is to tell them they're wrong for not doing it your way.
Sounds a bit all too familiar, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
We seem to be hearing that a lot lately. I wonder why.
I wonder why. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Kind of interesting.
Are there any giant Andorian fan chicks out there that like to think they're the only women involved in Star Trek? No one else exists.
I gotta think that kind of gives me a hankering to fly down to Ryza this morning and see if the dance competition is gonna be oh god, baking cupcakes with Neelix would be a hoot. Jesus. Like, I love people that shit all over Voyager. Just because you know what? It's like, okay, so we know a really cool chick, Luis, who absolutely loves Voyager, and I give a shit every time we talk about it, or anytime I talk about Star Trek. I'll give her, I'll poke her because it's fun. We're not being mean to her. There's coffee in that nebula. There's coffee in that nebula.
Commander Tuvok, set a course for that nebula. Today I'm with the crew. I want my cup of joe.
No shit. I'd never seen a captain until the first season of Voyager who was so willing to blow up her own ship every time shit started to go south. You're not taking my crew hostage. I will order this ship to self-destruct. It's like, Janeway, you've done that 5 times already. Like, come on.
And we can laugh about it and we can, poke fun at it, but some people really like it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them really liking it.
Yeah.
So what I absolutely positively find fascinating are the people that have to be hypercritical of this stuff and then call people idiots when they look at it a different way, or call them morons because they look at it a different way.
Yeah.
Those are the people that it's like, you're the reason why, this bad look at Star Trek exists. You're no better than the fans of STD and all this other shit that get hyper critical and nasty with people who don't like it.
Yeah.
You're no better.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? For the record, I like Voyager too. I like everyone, even Enterprise. Enterprise, my first time through, was tough to get through the first time because it's been a long road. That's not Star Trek. But there were, as a whole, there were things I liked about every series, Voyager included. I thought Tuvok was awesome, because that was the first time we saw an actual like full-blooded Vulcan as a regular crew member. I thought that was great. Tim Russ did a phenomenal job. There was a lot I did like about Voyager. There's a lot I liked about every series. There's a lot I critique about every single one too. But sometimes you critique the things you love, and they're not so bad it just turns you off from the whole thing.
That's right.
It's the sum of the parts that kind of make up the foundation of everything you like about it. Kind of like what Starfleet is itself. God, we're geeks. But you know what? That's okay. If you're a geek, a nerd, if you want to go around on Ryzen surfboard with big titty Andorian bitches, go nuts. Go nuts. I'll loan you my friggin' surfboard, hoverboard, whatever it is. Go out there, have fun, do what you want to do. Do it your way. Pay it your way. Pay it your way? Play it your way. Just enjoy what you got.
That's right.
Make your own fun.
You don't have to be a salty Andorian cosplayer that gets hypercritical over everything in Star Trek. It's that simple. Guys, we have Makani coming up next. Yes, the Mac Attack is back.
All right.
And he is kicking butt and taking names, guys. So go over, check him out. He is live right now. We're going to send you guys over there. But thank you so very much for hanging out with us this morning. Thank you so very much for being who you guys are. Being honest about who you guys are. Being honest about what you like and what you don't like. You're not trying to be like some fake 15-foot tall Andorian bitch that is so hypercritical about everything that you're like,
And always remember the rules of acquisition.
You got to get the hand. You got to get the.
He does it better. He does it better. I always did Vulcans or something else.
Hello, Rum.
Oh boy, it's this one again.
All right, we're getting out of here, guys.
Oh my God.
Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And go check out Makani. He's coming up next in the morning block. Have a great one, everybody. Oh, yeah. Teabag.
Teabag.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.